Recently, I took a 5-day social media break. It was the first time ever that I had deleted all of my social media apps off my phone. Recently, I took a 5-day social media break. It was the first time ever that I had deleted all of my social media apps off my phone. Goodbye Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Meta, Lemonade, and Threads. Okay, but seriously, when was the last time you counted how many social media apps were on your phone? How did I end up with 6? So I wanted to go through why I took a social media break, how I did it, and why you might want to consider doing it too. So first of all, the why with my little coworker, Harley. Hopefully he behaves throughout this video. So first, the why. For the most part, it wasn't about going down the comparison tunnel for me. It wasn't about worried about posting on a regular. It wasn't about how social media, yes, sometimes impacts my mental health, but it wasn't something that was impacting me on the daily. Um, it was more about the fact that I was bringing my phone everywhere. I had gotten into a habit, especially being a content creator since 2018, that I take it everywhere, and I was getting used to the scroll to fill the silence. I mean, seriously, when did having the phone literally everywhere become a thing? And the fact that I wasn't able to even, while things were loading on my work computer, I would constantly open my phone and open my apps in order to fill the space instead of just waiting um, for the information to open. So that's kind of why I took one. I was like, well, it's an opportune time. Let me just try it. I had been talking to a friend about it, and since I had a vacation coming up, a friend of mine suggested that I just delete it and take a true break. I had taken breaks before where I was like, okay, I'm not going to post, and I'm going to limit my, I'm going to delete my notifications and delete my, from my home screen, but I wasn't like truly off. This time, when she suggested that I just delete it, I said, why the hell not? And took the plunge. So on Wednesday night, I saved all my pre drafted content. Again, those content creators out there, you know what I mean. Said goodbye to the app that night. And so I could start fresh in the morning. Because I am one that has the intention of not scrolling in the morning when I wake up, but inevitably that's what happens. So again, I had to truly delete them. That is a question I've been getting as I talk about this is like, well, did you just delete them from your home screen and turn off notifications? No, I had to delete them. So I deleted all 6 apps. I was like, I'll figure out how to get back into them because I don't always know my passwords. And deleted them. Now, we are now a week and a half out from this, and I still don't have some of the apps back on my phone. And I don't know if I'll ever add them back in. But Instagram and TikTok are definitely back in my life. So before I tell you how it went for me and the 3 kind of phases I went through, I want to talk about why you might want to consider doing it yourself. First of all, increase productivity. If you have your phone, and I am an Android user, I'm not an Apple person, at least not for my phone, sorry. There is a screen time tracker. So that says I have been on my phone an hour and 47 minutes already, and it is the morning. It is before 10 a.m., and I've already been on my phone 2 hours. Now, granted, I'm doing this. I've posted on a story about a different YouTube video that dropped today. I've watched a podcast on YouTube, which was 45 minutes long. So, like, I haven't just been scrolling, but still, I've been on my phone for an hour and 45 minutes. So, if you think about how often you use your phone, how often you're on social media, and then all of a sudden getting that time back, that's definitely increased productivity. So seeing that, is definitely a benefit from taking a break. Let's say you have a big project coming up and you know you're going to need to focus. That might be one reason to do it. Or again, I did it on a vacation. Second reason, I feel funny. Like, you just get the butt. Harley, come here. You gotta have the cute side, right? There you go. Second reason is improved mental health. So sometimes social media can be overwhelming, and definitely there's sometimes feelings of comparison or anxiety. If you are an individual with a regular monthly cycle, think about, does the comparison monster creep up during certain times of the month? For me, day 21, day 22, and like day 26 or 28 is where it happens for me. Is it the same time for you each month? Is it something that maybe you take breaks during that time or consciously use social media less? The other thing, there's a lot of studies around it. So it's not just obviously women or individuals who have cycles, um, but think about how it is impacting your mental health. Think about um, the example you're setting for your children. Do you want them to be able to take social media breaks when they're on social? So for me, you definitely can find yourself more centered, relaxed, and at peace just by taking a little bit of a break. Third, and this goes back to why I did it during vacation, but that certainly being more present, right? There's always these memes about people going on dates and staring at their phones, right? So for me, it was about being present during that vacation time frame, allowing me to just spend time with my family, with my daughter, with my husband during that vacation. Definitely something I will be doing the next vacation in a month. So again, being present in real life, improving your mental health, increasing your productivity, all things that are not bad. So how did it go? For me, it breaks down into 3 stages. Day 1 was the hardest. It was what I would call, wait, did it happen if I can't share it? So if you've ever heard of one of those age-old sayings, did a tree make a noise in the forest when it falls if no one was there to hear it? That's kind of how I felt on day 1. As I mentioned, um, I've been creating content on social media since 2018. So when you are so used to showing up on stories daily and you've been doing it for 5 years, it is something that just becomes second nature. It's not something I think about. It's just it's a habit, right? And so breaking that habit was hard. I went to Pilates on that Thursday. I got a facial, did some self-care things that day before vacation, and I couldn't share about it. I even voice memoed one of the business owners that who was supposed to be taking a social media break with me, although she did not. And I was like, but I can't share the small things. So it definitely was something that I was like, oh, it's such a habit. It's such a part of my everyday life that I don't even realize I'm doing it or looking to do it every time I do something new. So that was my day 1, kind of that like, well, did it happen if I didn't share it? Kind of like, well, if you run a marathon and you don't get to share about it, do you feel a little more deflated about it? Yeah, for somebody who shows up on stories regularly, it is kind of that habit break. Day 2 was the revelation of like, well, now what do I do with my time? Talking about increased productivity, then I'm getting an hour, hour and a half back in my day. Even if it's like small snippets, it adds up. So my brain started to get a little optimistic about the newfound time on my hands. Even on vacation, I not one to just sit. Resting is hard for me, and it is a practice that I'm learning. I have read 28 books this year, which is rest to me. So technically I'm getting better at it. But one of the projects I took on during this time is what I call the brain dump of joy. So I'll link the blog post and kind of the exercise around that. But I had a legit over 3,000 photos on my phone, and it was time to kind of reset, organize, and reflect on the last 6 months. So the first thing I did was I took all of my personal photos, segregated those, reflected, and I ordered a chat books for the first half of the year. That I do chat books usually every quarter to a half a year, depending on when I get it done. So I did that, which was awesome because I kind of saw, okay, how was the first half of 2023? And then the second part of that was, as a content creator, sometimes I get really overwhelmed with like finding brand photos, finding planner photos, finding my physical product photos, right? And so I took that time and I actually reorganized my system in my phone for how I batch create. I will have to do another video about that, but it definitely helps me keep organized and keep content creation time to a minimum. So I did that during day 2 and kind of throughout the rest of the week as I had time. Loved it. Feel way more organized, have all those photos off my phone. and also have them backed up onto my computer. So again, when I'm content creating, it's just that much easier. And then phase 3 would be day 3 through 5. And I call that the sweet spot. So when was the last time you put down your phone and forgot about it for hours? When was the last time you felt truly present? I had been struggling with that this summer. I had told myself I was going to slow down, but I still struggle with being present on the daily basis because of the habit of being on social media. So I spent time going on the lake, going on the paddleboard, hanging with my daughter, hanging with my husband and his family, working on my business, and just being present. I was able to set my phone down for hours and walk away. Um, you don't realize how much something is eked into everyday area of your life until it's gone. And so for me, it's given me this chance to be 100% a believer in taking social media breaks. Carly, what are you doing? New spot on the bed. And I will definitely be doing it for future vacations and potentially just other times when I feel like I need a break or if I want to really focus on a work project. Um, so the sweet spot was, day 3 through 5. I loved it. I thought about not coming back on, but I had some big launches coming back and, post vacation, I definitely still wanted to work my business. And so we are back. I cannot wait to do it again in a month. So because of that, I challenge you, when was the last time you did this? Have you ever done it? Have you ever considered it? Do you think it would be helpful? Maybe not have your phone on you 24/7, which again, I'm trying to be more conscious about it. When do you need extra time? When are you taking that vacation? I challenge you to try it. Let me know how it goes. Let me know if you've done it before and loved it. Just let me know what you think. And ignore him. I am Julie from PW Planners, and I hope this has been helpful for you to understand why it might be good for you to take a social media break. Like the video, subscribe to my channel. I will be adding more over time. And thank you again.